Amanda Seals. A moment of silence for Amanda Seals, y'all, because that debate, listen, 5 minutes into watching that debate, I was like, oh yeah, Jubilee, y'all picked the right one. Unfortunately, Amanda Seals was debating people who quite literally have no idea about Black history. No idea. The level of ignorance and racism spewing from the mouths of people that look like me was so disheartening and just like embarrassing. It was embarrassing to watch some of these people go up against Amanda. Like, are y'all okay? I feel like they chose a room, like the people in the room, those must have been all the people who voted for Trump, because what? What I really want though is for us to stop debating race with Black people who are socialized to be white.
We're coming into a space and place where Black ignorance is at an all-time high. Now, this was predicted some years ago when we were really going hard on this B1 pro-Black Pan-Africanism, all kinds of things that you can name in the Black community, the American FBA Black American community, right? We was pushing real hard, pushing the line hard, teaching Black history, teaching our people to prepare them for what was coming down the line. Now, Dr. Claude Anderson, he warned us of this 30 years ago in 1995. He said that we will become a permanent underclass, and a lot of our people will be sellouts. They will be doing all kinds of things to run away from being Black, right? We talked about this. So now, online for years, I've taught. I brought how the federal government created ghettos, right? I did 3-hour lectures and live streams showing this kind of stuff, showing what redlining did, showing the effects of how it affects us still today by what insurance companies did to us, right? By not having the proper insurance to acquire wealth through equity and home ownerships and insurance policies. We broke all that stuff down, right? I also broke down that so-called N-word culture is not Black culture. It's American culture. It's the American way, right? But somehow they tried to push, they tried to say anything associated with violence or anything toxic is Black culture. And these Black conservatives now go along with that thought process and that narrative. Well, Amanda Seals, she was in a debate with 20 conservatives, young conservatives, in this Jubilee situation. And I want to tell Black folks out there, because I know a lot of you guys are used to seeing me talk in this celebrity stuff, where a lot of you don't know me from my George Macon channel, my George Macon channel, my George Macon 2 channel. You don't know my content. I have a lot of content over there where I was bringing the smoke and teaching. And I'll put the links down in the description box where you can see a lot of stuff, the smoke that I brought and teaching this stuff. Big Mama was conservative. Nobody was more conservative than Big Mama. But she didn't run over there to them W folks seeking adoration and attention from them, using their talking points against your own community. That wasn't Black conservatism, not what you see now. But let's look at some of what Amanda Seals was going through when she was debating these young people that don't know anything about Black American history. Check it out.
First, I want to kind of get rid of this like right left ordeal. I really want to talk about just like our own personal views and what we've experienced, what we've seen. And when it comes to your claim about Black on Black crime, I really do believe, and I think a lot of people here do believe, especially based off of personal experiences and everything, that it is just lack of accountability. In the Black community, we need to start taking responsibility for our actions and stop pointing our fingers at other people and the white man. Because to be honest,
why can't both happen at the same time?
Because
both are causes.
Because you gotta clean your own house before
both
you go complain.
Why?
Because if
you're dirtying my house, if you keep pouring shit into my house and I'm cleaning it, why can't I do both? Why can't I clean my house and bar the windows from you shitting on my house?
It begins with responsibility within us. If we're like, okay, oh, the white person's doing this to me, the white person's not, we're not going to ever come to the core of the issue.
They are.
We need to take responsibility.
And it's not even just the white person, because now we have seen very many races, people of very many backgrounds that are actively participating in the effort to keep a working class down. Like, to harm us, you're actively allowing...
Who's killed more Black people, the Klan or us?
I talk about this concept of who is harming us. We are really making a false claim when it comes to black on black crime, as if there isn't white on white crime. There's also this unnecessary effort to try and pathologize black on black crime in a way that you don't try to pathologize white on white crime. There are white people killing each other every single day. Now, they may be on jet skis in the pictures after they shoot up their whole family, but nonetheless, there are white people killing each other every single day. Now, much of the reason why you may see more numbers in terms of black on black crime are for two reasons. One, the statistics be lying all the time. We have seen this. We have seen this in a real way. So in New Jersey,
what numbers can be trusted? Because the previous speaker,
I'm about to tell you right now.
Okay, so your sources.
You can't such number. No, I'm literally about to give you an example of numbers not being able to be trusted.
Okay, talk to me.
That's what I was doing.
I'm listening.
Okay, then listen.
Oh.
In New Jersey,
Uh-huh.
they had a statistic that was created by the police department that said, look at how many black people are committing crimes. Look at how crazy this number is. These black people are so exorbitantly violent. Look at this. And then people went and actually matched the names that they were booking with the faces of the actual people incarcerated. Okay. And it was proven that they were lying.
So that's one. So that's one instance.
That's
Hold on.
one
No. You're
example.
talking to somebody that works as a police dispatcher when I'm not making content. So here's the thing.
Now, the one thing that these conservatives like to run to is the black on black crime talk, right? And I want people to understand something, right? When you listen to these black conservative talk, it's not coming from an educated understanding of the system basis. It's coming from the position of trauma, of the things they went through being black, the so-called black experience in the black community formulates their idea and their opinions. They don't understand how redlining really affected the black community, and there's never been any recompense from it. They don't understand how our image has been tarnished through the media, and there's never been enforcement of our civil rights. They don't understand any of that. They don't understand our long and mighty walk. Now, they toed the line with those W conservatives in order to be accepted, right? Now, things that they say about us, they would never go over to the Jewish community and say those things because they know that there will be a severe punishment. And these are things that happen to us here in this country. They don't talk about the eminent domain and how we lost land that we'd have been able to acquire wealth from, right? How much is that land worth today that was actually taken from us? How they ran highways and byways through our communities. It's so many different things. The way so many cold cases and unsolved unalivings that happened to us from 1875 all the way up into 1970. There's so many things that we can talk about that we've been so brainwashed and so used to beating up on each other. Oh, that was a long time ago. Let it go. You Negroes complain too much because we're traumatized by the things that we do to each other in the system of capitalism, not realizing that we are behaving the way we were designed to behave for other people's financial gain and profit. I've been telling you guys this for years, right? But Tariq Nasheed, he got wind of the situation with Amanda Seales, right? And Amanda Seales hasn't always been looked at as an ally to the black community with some of her rants and tirades and things that she's done, right? So we're cheering her because she's using a lot of FBA talking points, but we're also looking at her side eye because we're not sure. Who sent you, right? Are you with us or was you sent, Amanda, right? So Tariq Nasheed, he got wind of this and he said this.
Amanda Seales. That's been circulating. Amanda Seales, she was on some YouTube channel. I forgot the name of the channel, but she was debating a bunch of conservatives. She debated a bunch of conservatives, several black conservatives, and many people are talking about the debate. And many people were pointing out that a lot of her talking points sounds like it comes from the foundation of Black American grassroots. She was and Amanda Seales, she's part Caribbean from what I know that her family's from Grenada. I think her mother is, and I think she said her dad is from Philly, so her dad might be FBA. I don't know. That's what I think. But we know that she was really repping Grenada heavy. She was repping that Caribbean lineage for a long time. And in fact, for many years, she low-key has been kind of denigrating our lineage and denigrating the idea of delineation. She said a lot of problematic things in the past. You know, I've had some issues with her. She's had issues with me, a lot of stuff going on. But a lot of people are now pointing out that when she's debating these black conservatives, and many of them, these black conservatives, some of them were non-FBAs. There was one guy who was like an Angolan. His family was from Angola. And they've been It's just tether shit. They were doing what we call them out for doing. These non-FBAs come over here and they get these white supremacist talking points under the banner of being right wing, but it's really white supremacy. So they come over and have these anti-FBA talking points. And they try to denigrate our lineage. So she low-key kind of checked them on that. She low-key kind of checked them on denigrating Black Americans and this lineage. And it's going viral. So a lot of people are trying to see if she's coming from a genuine place or is she acting like an opportunist because the foundational Black American Renaissance movement is so popular right now. This is what's hot right now. This is the wave right now. So many people are talking about delineation and talking about the foundational Black American identity of our lineage. A lot of people are getting on it, which is that's good, but is it genuine? So I think that's the question that a lot of people have. Was that debate performance, was it an echo or was it an evolution? It was championing reparations to a certain degree, from what I understand. I haven't seen the whole thing. I think it highlighted Black American exceptionalism. And again, a lot of the talking points seems like she's been secretly listening to the foundational Black American grassroots. And is this genuine or is it clout? Yeah? Is it a performance or is it a pivot? A lot of people they want to know because let's be real, Amanda has had some problematic views in the past. She's kind of said some little slick stuff. She's said stuff about us getting Black Americans need to stop getting Jordans and get passports, little slick stuff like that. Yeah, just a lot of problematic behavior. And a lot of people are asking and they're trying to figure out, is this like could this be a Democrat co-op playbook? Because see, there's a historic precedent for these political parties, like the Democrats especially. They'll get their operatives and place them into grassroots movements so they can absorb the lingo and then later sway the narrative and then redirect the momentum.
Now there was an African tether, right, from Angola, and his parents. He wasn't born here, nor was his parents, and he was raised in Maine. And the thing is this, right? Through U.S. policy and things, they allow certain immigrants to come here to certain places because historically they dilapidated and wiped out your countries for the resources, right? Or other countries wiped it out while Americans' government was in cahoots with those countries to extract resources. So through U.S. policies, they let certain groups come here to America because it makes them look good on the world stage, right? They let these groups come here, but when they come here, they Americanize you into their system and their talking points. Now, this is a Black person that knows what goes on in his country, but he comes here and he undermines Black folks and say he never experienced racism. He doesn't believe redlining exists. Now, I had a conversation with another brother from Benin that said these same things. He didn't believe that Black folks invented nothing. Like, he just looked at us as if we were just invisible, right? And everything we got from the W man. And by the way that this young boy is talking, and the way that he's interacting with Amanda when she, very smug, very, there's a lot of immigrants that think this way. And this is why we have to get some correcting. Now, is this all immigrants? No, but there's a very large portion of immigrants that come to America, right, from their war-torn, poor countries, dilapidated, and they come here and they're treated nicely by some white folks, or the W man let them get some white cooch, right? And they lose their mind and they totally thumb their nose up and frown at Black folks, not realizing that the very reason that you can get that W cooch is because of my people. Because what we fought for. You can't even sniff that W cooch if it wasn't for my people, right? They don't understand this. They don't know the blood that was shed here on this soil. They don't know about the Devil's Punch Bowl. They don't know about the Elaine massacre. They don't know about Rosewood. They don't know about 1919, the bloody summer. They don't know about. I mean, so I can go on and on and on and on and on, right? All of our patents and things that was taken from us. They don't know anything about that. But at the end of the day, they still black. And at some point, if you had a soul or a heart, you can see that there's something wrong. But you take the side, right, of those people, and you look down at people that look like you, right? This is what this young boy was doing, is saying. Check it out.
I disagree that reparations are necessary. I think the most important thing that's necessary right now for the black community would be the stopping of violence, especially black on black violence. I don't see how reparations is going to solve anything. You can give everyone here like a $50,000, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently, a $50,000 check. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we had the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States, yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time, which is the rate that black people kill each other, according to the FBI?
Oh, young Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there, particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're gonna start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument. They lie all the time. Yeah. One, comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all. No one here is in.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe this?
I'm telling the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using black-only dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other, but they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh my God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now. Okay? So on a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country since its onset. So there's simply no way to make the argument that there isn't systemic racism, and we have seen in very clear ways the system operate in an organically racist way. Do not cut me off. When we talk about systemic racism, we can start with even the fact that redlining, which was implemented to discriminate black communities. Are you shaking your head that redlining doesn't exist?
No, I'm saying I don't think it really existed at all. I mean, no, I don't think so at all. So
it does exist, and stating that it doesn't exist doesn't make it no longer exist. Redlining absolutely exists. It is not something that's being made up. It's an empirical fact, and there are realities that exist because of redlining. We know that school systems are related to the way that property taxes are affecting the school systems. If a school system is not getting the same property value as the property taxes allow it, then it's not going to have the same efficacy at allowing for students to be able to get what they deserve.
Now, at some point, it got so far to the point where Amanda Sell said, wait a minute. Where are you from? Where's your people from? She start using FBA talking points because she's a daughter of an immigrant as well. Her mother's an immigrant, her father's FBA, right? And she said, wait a minute, you're not even from here, right? So now when I come to talk to you, I come to talk to you to get your understanding and your experience as an immigrant living in America. And she said, I'm here to listen, but not to undermine or allow you to undermine the Black Americans' experience here when you are a guest here. You immigrated here, right? You are a guest here. So this is what she did.
I remember you said.
Where are you from?
Where am I from? What do you mean by that? Like, what state am I from? Where was I born?
Where do you live right now?
I live in Florida. I was born in Angola, though. I was born in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay.
States, like, are your parents Black American?
Yeah, my mom is Black. My father is Black.
No, I'm asking, were they born in the United States?
No, because I wasn't born there.
Oh, so you guys are all from Angola?
Yes.
Nothing. You're not even American. You're not even a Black American. Listen, as the daughter of an immigrant, it is imperative that black people from other places understand the disparate difference that they exist from black people in the United States. It is not the same, period. And ultimately, the best effort that we can do as a diaspora is to lead in understanding, not in judgment. So when I am talking to somebody from Sudan, from the Congo, from Angola, I am listening to understand their experience, not to undermine it. And I refuse to allow anybody from Grenada, from Angola, from any other place to come and try to undermine the experience of black Americans.
So now I've done videos teaching this, showing how Joe Biden, the controlled substances czar, wrote up bills with Strom Thurmond, a well-known W supremacist, and he went on to become the president of the United States of America. Yes, Joe Biden, who was best friends and did the eulogy of a well-known white supremacist. Now, if that's not a direct violation of black civil rights in this country, because see, this is what that young African boy don't know. How would I know if he say that he said W folks is being discriminated against? First of all, my skin has always been my sin in this country. There's no way of me knowing if I go to a W employer, right, if I go into an establishment, that these people are being racist against me or they have a preconceived notion. There's no way of me knowing it. I just have to have faith and trust that they're not going to be that way. There's nothing on the books that's enforced that's going to protect what happened to me because they turned it into POC, people of color. Well, people of color wasn't here getting their heads stomped in, dogs sicked on them, and all kinds of things that was going through, that my people was going through in this country. POC wasn't here. Those were foundational black Americans here happening on this soil, right? So we did Joe Biden the drug czar. I also did, like I said, N-word culture is not black culture. We were the moral standard in this country, right? The first drug dealers in this country was W folks. They make movies about it. They, during Prohibition and all those things, they sold booze, right? They sold heroin and cocaine and did drive-bys, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and all these things in these concrete jungles before the Levitt family built Levittown, the first suburbs, right? They did all that in this country. They was the first ones establishing these things. But again, if you're ignorant and you don't know history, right, and you place people in the projects, the projects, yes, the projects, right, with limited resources, right, you understand that there's going to be crime because W folks was there first and they understood in the experiment what would happen. So they said, well, it's too many residuals in black folks, so take the W folks out there, place the black folks there, give them limited resources, and we'll create a whole economy off of black dysfunction. And this is why you have what you have today. It was created over time. And this is why I did how the federal government created ghettos 6 years ago. And then Tim Wise come right behind and also do it how the federal government created ghettos long after I did it, right? I then was talking about this stuff online, but it was going on deaf ears. Now we have an FBA movement, I can reestablish and reinvite you guys back to the things that we was teaching. So now see all these channels now with 1,000 people in the room, I champion it. Because when we were doing it 6, 7 years ago, we didn't have the attention of the people. I had to go into the celebrity jump just to get the attention to get 47,000 subs, right, and put the message of Genie in the bottle. Now you guys can just hit live and you guys show up. And I'm glad. No hate here, I'm glad. But I want you guys to understand, we've been doing this. We've been the vanguards on the front line trying to warn you guys against the people like this. Because black conservatism, right? Black conservatism was understanding who you are as a culture and as a people, right? And loving your people, right? Working with your people. More of the people, less government intervention. We had already knew that because we didn't have the government to help us anyway, for the most part. We understood what we went through when they pulled the troops out of the South, when they betrayed us and allowed the Ku Klux Klan and all these different groups to form. We already know what we've been through as a people. We already knew that we didn't have government support or when state law was enacting their racism, the federal law wasn't going to force certain things, but they would only do it but for so long or so far. We already knew this stuff. But then you have these black conservatives come on here with no idea of history. They are enemies to black people. I'm telling you now. They are diametrically opposed to our growth and development, and they are not our allies. They are not our friends. And we better separate from all of them. All of them. They are dangerous. That African boy right there, he's dangerous. And we need to mash on the gas on these type of people, man. That's what we need to do. I got a live stream coming on this because I need to further this conversation to really get back to re-educating my people in the right way and using proper strategies, because I've been listening for a while with a lot of the conversations, but the conversation need to be updated now with education and showing our people the proper way and strategies to fight back, not through emotionalism, but being cerebral and using the proper moves now. So if you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.